Donald and Douglas are Scottish twin engines. They are practical, peppery, and proud. The twins are inseparable. They work hard, pushing and pulling trains around the island all day. One day, Donald and Douglas were chuffing through the countryside, hauling a heavy load. Down the line, Trevor the traction engine had been struggling with a cartload of hay. Crossing the tracks, the cart's wheels had broken off. Then, Trevor heard a whistle. "Oh no!" Trevor cried. Donald could see the cart. "Stop!" he cried. Donald's driver applied the brakes, but it was too late! Luckily, no one was hurt, but Donald was cross. "You bastard, stop being pushy!" "Don't call me pushy," Douglas snapped back, hissing steam. "You shouldn't have pushed me into the cart," huffed Donald.
I think you mean, "Oh, I'm sorry I pulled you into the cart, Douglas."
"Oh, I don't mean that, because I would never
Oh, but
say
you
it.
did.
No. I think you owe me an apology."
Oh, piss off.
Before long, the track was clear, and the Scots were on their way. The twins were so cross, they refused to speak to each other for the rest of the day. The next day, Sir Topham Hatt needed an engine to help Duck at the smelter's yard. "May I go, sir?" said Donald eagerly. "Thank you, Donald, but I only need one engine," said Sir Topham Hatt. "Not two." "I am only one engine, sir," said Donald, "and I would like to help with Duck." Sir Topham Hatt was surprised, but agreed. Thomas, who was nearby, was worried. "Won't you two miss each other?" he asked. "I know I miss Annie and Claire well." "What's there to miss?" sniffed Douglas. "I work better on my own." "Huh! I have work to do," huffed Donald. At first, Donald enjoyed the work with Duck. Then, things started to go wrong. "Did you shut those trucks on the other line?" Donald asked. Yes, but you said you wanted them on the other line," Duck replied. "Not that other line, the other line!" Donald was cross. "Douglas would have known what I have meant," he huffed. Douglas was working on his own. He chuffed dutifully through the beautiful countryside. But Douglas had no one to share it with. Although he tried not to, he was beginning to miss his twin. That night, Douglas's driver took him to see Donald. "I was just passing," said Douglas. "Have you come to say you're sorry?" Donald sniffed. This made Douglas very cross. "I've nothing to be sorry for," he said, and steamed away in a huff. The next day, Donald was in a bad mood. Duck could see that he was getting too close to the buffers. "Look out!" he shouted, but it was too late. Donald's driver was very cross. "Oh, look, now you're gonna done it. This wouldn't have happened if you were working with Douglas." Donald knew he was right, but Duck couldn't pull Donald back onto the rails, so he went for help. Douglas was sadly finishing his work when Duck steamed into the depot. "Donald's in trouble," said Duck. "Donald? In trouble?" Douglas cried. "I'm on my way." Douglas steamed away as fast as he could. Using strong chains, the twins were fastened to each other, and Douglas, pulling hard, heaved Donald out of the ditch and back onto the rails. He was relieved that Donald wasn't hurt. "Oh, thank you," Donald said, "and I'm sorry." "No, I'm sorry," said Douglas. "I'm sorry," insisted Donald. "You don't have to have a row about who's sorry," chuckled Duck. "Just be glad you're back together." And the twins were.